He was diagnosed with autism as a toddler. Doctors said his brain wouldn't develop past an 18-month-old level, but they were wrong. He learned to speak by age 7, became a star runner in the Special Olympics, and recently graduated from California Western School of Law, passing the bar on his first attempt. Congratulations, Erik Weber. Welcome to you and your mother, Sandy Weber.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
It's good to have you. Now, Erik, why do you want to become a lawyer? Why did you want to become a lawyer?
I want to help others with special needs to exceed their own expectations. I'm going to practice special education law.
That's a good reason. But because of having autism, were there things that you had to do differently than other students to succeed at passing the bar and also making it through the classes?
Well, growing up, I had an auditory processing delay, so my parents found different learning strategies or alternatives, such as playing the therapy sessions and recording the therapy sessions and playing them back to me. I learned good behavior through a third-person perspective, and I was also very tactily defensive. My parents did some things like gradually introducing me into large crowds so I could get used to more dense environments, and that especially helped during one of my older brother's West Point graduations.
Being able to go to that. How about at law school? Were you able to, like in class, did you do anything in particular? Did you have a favorite professor, and if so, why?
One of my favorite professors in law school was Ruth Hargrove. When she was going to law school, she did stand-up comedy to help pay for her education, and I gotta say, it has not faded at all. Her comedic talent really carries into the classroom.
So you like that?
I love comedy. It really sells in education.
And it worked for you, clearly. Was there a part of law school that you think was harder for you than other students because of autism?
Well, I would say the first year was tougher. I guess it's tougher for everybody because that's when they try to figure out who's going to stay and who's going to go. But after that, it gets a little easier because they help the students focus on what they want to be.
It evened out for you. Now, Sandy, what was it like to see your son sworn in?
That was amazing. I can still see that little boy that had no language and who was really struggling to trust people. And I never take that for granted. I never take for granted the changes that he's made. But what I love is that he's so willing to help others. And so all of those things, is like watching your life pass before your eyes to see him sworn in, taking the bar. I know that his dad would have been so proud of him.
You lost your father early on. You lost his dad, and you struggled along the way, but you really jumped in for law school. What did you do specifically to help him get into law school and work in these classes and ultimately pass the bar?
A lot of the things I had worked along the way, and so pretty much he had that strategy by the time he got to law school. We're a one-car family, so I would drive him and then I'd sit in the lobby. And sometimes he'd have me come in and listen to one of his favorite professors because it was funny. But I just kept encouraging him and making sure that he got his fitness done, because that always helps him with his thought process and regulating his breathing. And
with the sports, because you're wearing your medal, you're wearing your Olympic medal.
My 107th medal in Special Olympics.
And so that helped you get through law school. What was it like having your mom at law school with you?
Well, I would say it was very good to have a driver get me to and from. When I first started out, let me say, at Grossmont College back in after my sophomore year in high school, she would sit in on some of my classes to help me get the transition process from high school to college. And then once I got more comfortable with post-secondary education, she would kind of gradually fade out, and I would be comfortable with myself in those environments.
So you liked it?
Yeah.
You liked it. All right. Now, Sandy, researchers now say there's a genetic and biological predisposition to brain development in somebody on the autism spectrum. They can test for that now. They couldn't when you were younger. What is your advice to parents who have a young or newly diagnosed child with autism?
I think you first have to not panic. There's a lot out there. on blogs and whatnot, but there was not much information when Erik was diagnosed. But I think that first of all, you have to grieve the loss of the perfect child so that you can embrace the child that you have and maximize whatever that potential is going to be.
And you certainly did here. And sadly, we are out of time. Erik, congratulations again. Sandy, thank you
very much for your time. I appreciate it.